Bark, bark, bark. It's sure bucking hot out here. Bark, 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 bark. What the buck is up with all this heat? Bark, bark. Well, hey, it's time for the new Bobcast show. Let's listen to Tree and Bailey. Well, let's get rid of this picture here. Come on, go away. No, I don't want to end that. Oh, hey, we're back again. Hey, how y'all doing? Oh, hold on. Let me get rid of this chicken here. Yep, there we go. There we go. Hey, how y'all doing today? Whoop. Man, it's hot one out there. Man, it is hot, 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 hot. So today's episode is brought to you by the One Stop Chicken Health Stop. Let's see here. I got their website right here. If you're interested in checking them out, there we go, right there. There's your website up there, right there. It's www.onestop, number one, stopchickenhealthshop.com. Very helpful people. They know their stuff about chickens. They're chicken experts, unlike myself. I'm not one. I'm still learning like the rest of us, you know. So, hey, I want to thank all you chickeners out there for listening to the show. I'm enjoying myself a third cup of coffee today. Mm-mm. I'm drinking the drunk chicken coffee, which is my pecan blend. Very popular blend of coffee. Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. So, hey, I spoke with a very busy person yesterday. A lot of y'all might know him. It's Mr. Howard Davenport. And he's going to be coming on the show next Friday. Maybe even a friend of his that he works with might as well. So I asked Howard, I said, hey, what do you recommend to everyone right now? And he says, lots of shade, ventilation, cool water, electrolytes, and non fat frozen treats. Also use misters and fans if you got them. Well, I'm using fans. Yes, I am. Let's see here. There's my coop right there. Added ventilation holes to it. Here's one of my fans blowing into the ventilation holes. And then I added a sunshade to my chickens as well because of the sun coming in on them. It was just too hot. And but yep, you got to add that ventilation, that's for sure, because they do need it. It is hot. I tried the baking soda yesterday. I added some to some of my chickens' water. They just weren't too interested in it, so I added a little bit less baking soda to the water. I've been reading some people saying a tablespoon per quart of water, a tablespoon per gallon. I think I went with a half a tablespoon per gallon of water yesterday, and they finally started drinking it. This morning, I just used electrolytes. I use, if you don't have these already, you should. These are the Purina electrolytes. You can get these in any of your feed stores, Tractor Supply, stuff like that. A lot of people buy them for their newborn chicks they get or the chicks they get in the mail from the hatcheries. They put them on these electrolytes right away. Well, I keep this around all the time just in case because it is hot out there and they do need those electrolytes. Now, something I've been doing here at the house is I change their water constantly. I'm constantly changing my chickens' water, so I'm giving them cool well water. They seem to like it a lot more. Uh, I have one coop alone has three water sources in it. Most of them have just two. I went to, here's this one watering system I have on the back of one of my coops. You can look inside, you can see the water inside there and so forth, but that's a popular one. And that's hooked up to a nipple system. And the other ones I've been putting pails of water, like the little black rubber buckets or pails or pans. And I keep filling those up with just cool water, and they're loving that. And I'm even noticing a couple of them sitting in the water. So I actually added a little short little plastic container that's like 4 inches deep. I filled it full of water, and some are drinking out of it, and some are sitting in it on their own. I'm not doing it to them; they're just getting in on their own. It's pretty funny. And of course, I have the chicken tunnels, so I can get out and get some fresh air. Let me find those real quick. Oh, there's my ugly chicken. There we go. But no, I actually added on to where's it at? Oh, here we go. I had a problem with chicken tunnels when you come out of the coop, out of the chicken run into the chicken tunnels of it turning, because I constantly move my chicken tunnels so they're always over green grass. So I went online to Amazon and I bought this children's tunnel. And there's Bailey. She's more interested in playing with it than the chickens. The chickens are all staring at it like, what the heck is that? I even threw some feed in there so they can go in there and eat it. Some of them just stood at the doorway eating it. And after about 3 hours, they finally went out there and started playing. And they're now going in and out of it on a regular basis. But the chicken tunnels are a great thing for them. You can see a chicken that just gone through there. What I end up doing is I end up gathering up the that tunnel and using some chip clips to hold it together so it's not all spread out, so they can see the end of the tunnel, and then we're going out into it and so forth. So once again, there's my chicken tunnels. I use these all the time. This one actually has one that branches off of it and goes into the yard, and I move it every day so they're always over fresh grass. And being that they're having this fresh grass, it's it's a plus as well, I believe, for them. Um, Now, if you notice on top of that little cube on the end of the chicken tunnels, there's a flat surface for a roof. It gives them some extra shade. Well, that's gotten kind of like from the rainwater and stuff like that collected on it. It's kind of like sunk in a little bit. So I actually poked a hole in the top of it, and I've been, dang it, getting a message there on Facebook. I've actually been adding water to it, and I poked a hole in the top of it, and the water drains through it, and they can drink the water during the day and so forth. They love it falling on top of them. And here's a picture of that right there. On top of that, it's got a little moldy and stuff like that, but I got a little hole in there, and the water just drips all day long. And that's in a shady spot anyway. They love that. So, but that's something else I've added to my chickens to help them out to keep them cool. It is a hot one. I've seen some bad pictures of people losing their chickens. I hate to see that. Um, there's a live photo from my chickens of the big chicken coop and my one of my movable coops. Let me see if I can move it around here. Come on. This camera I have, if a bird flies by, like a cardinal or something, it'll pick up and it'll move with the cardinal, or it'll move with any movement and so forth. So I have trouble turning it sometimes because it's focused on the something that's moving around. Oh, come on. There we go. So it's not showing up, but there's a chicken tunnel on the bottom of that photo right there. If you're looking on your computer, you can probably see it better. On the phone, it might be kind of hard. There's a bird bath right there. They keep water in there for the birds, but below it is a chicken tunnel. I can see a chicken in it right now. So, yeah. Now, if you notice on the side of my coop right there, you'll see the hardware mesh on the side of the run, and then you see the coop. The sides are wide open. It's a half-inch hardware mesh. It's PVC coated. It's wide open. There's a roof over their head. There's some on the front, and there's some on the back wood, but the sides are wide open for ventilation because we're in Southeast Texas. It's hot. It's humid, and I want them well ventilated. Underneath there is the waterer that's hooked up to the pipe system, but they're well ventilated, and that's how I want them to be, is so well ventilated. I can easily cover that up come wintertime. That's no problem. I can just cut a piece of wood. You could even cover it with some plastic or something like that, but I'm gonna cover it with a piece of wood. It'll leave a little bit of ventilation at the top of it for them come wintertime, but I can easily remove that. I thought about putting hinges on it, but I'm not. I'm just gonna leave it open for the summertime because it is so hot right now. So, hello, Shelby. How you doing there? Good to see you. Yep. So, and there's a big coop that's attached to the chicken tunnels. And of course, the back of my yard in the back there is well shaded. So they have tons of room and tons of shade. So, well, let's get back to what we're going to go over here real quick. I'm still seeing a lot of people come up on social media talking about their moldy chicken feed, and that's not a good thing. If your feed is moldy, get rid of it. Don't be feeding your chickens moldy chicken feed. That doesn't do them a bit of good. I got a picture of some. I've got it right here. There we go, right there. So, there's that molded chicken feed. That's not my chicken feed. This is the one I got off the internet, but that's not good to feed your chickens. So, what I've done is I've gone to metal trash cans or galvanized metal trash cans I get from Lowe's Home Improvement. They're made by a company called Behrens, Behrens, and the lids fit tight. They're waterproof and so forth. Here's one right here. And you actually got to use both hands to get the lid off because it pops on there and it just doesn't come off. But no water gets inside of it. Now, I would recommend if you're in an area where it's on the ground, like if it's on the ground out in the open or something like that, I would put it up on some bricks, just so that over time it doesn't rust out on the bottom. And let's say if you happen to have any fertilizer in the area, and it's on the ground, that fertilizer will rust out any metal, even if it's galvanized really quick. So if you're got this out on the ground somewhere, I would raise it up with some bricks or so forth anyway, just to keep it, from rusting out at all. But these cans are great, and as you're pouring your feed into the can, you can see the feed, you can see if it's moldy, but it's airtight. You're not going to have any mold in there nor any moisture. I'm using these and I love them. So I have 3 of these cans, which they're not cheap, but I mean, they're keeping it dry. I've got one for scratch, I've got one for egg layer feed, and I got one for my chicks. The chick starter. And right now, all my birds are on non-medicated chick starter until they're 16 weeks of age, and then I'll slowly start putting them on some layer feed. But these cans are great, and this is what you want for your birds. You want to keep them on clean, dry feed. Now, there are some people that do the fermenting process where you use the water and you ferment and everything. I don't have the time for that myself. I just don't have the time. And that helps you save money. Well, my chickens are eating grass every day. They're eating bugs. They're eating worms. So that's actually saved me money right there. So I don't worry about that. But that moldy feed is not a good thing. And one more thing, we all feed our chickens table scraps. A lot of people are. I do very little. The only thing I don't give them scraps. I'll actually go to the store and you go by the produce section and you'll see those bags of lettuce or spinach or whatever. Sometimes they're reduced in price, because they're getting old. I'll buy those and come home and give those to the chickens, but I don't give them any table scraps. If you say you have some moldy bread, might think, oh, I'll just go give it to my chickens. Well, you're feeding your chickens mold. So don't do that. Please don't do that. No mold is needed for the chickens. So I don't deal with that. But everything's doing fine over here. My chickens are actually doing really good. But I change my water 3 or 4 times a day. Yesterday, I think I did it 6 times. So they always have cool water. And a lot of us can't do that, of course, because you're working. I work from home. I do my coffee here, roasting and bagging and grinding and everything. I do it all from here. So it's a little bit easier to do. But if you're at home, you're around your chickens, just keep changing their water every few hours, giving them that cool water. Like I know the water in my garden hose heats up during the day and it's hot. So I just actually run that water through and I water my grass where I need the grass to be growing for the chickens. And as soon as it cools off, I refill all their water and they go running for it. They know they're getting cool water and they love it. They do love that cool water. So that makes a difference. It really does. Um, but let's get on with it here. Next thing is I do have it. I have the fowl pox, the chicken pox in my chickens. They'll have little white spots and black spots, So what do we do? Love that coffee. We got to control our mosquitoes. That's all we got to do. And I have found the answer. These work great. Once again, they're not sponsoring the show. They're not paying for the show or anything like that. But these are the made by. Let me hide these captions here. Hide that so you can get a full picture of it. It's a Spartan mosquito. You just fill these up with warm water, mix them up, you hang them on your fence line or hang them up from somewhere. Those hanging basket hangers for your house or for your fences. You can hang those on there, and you can put. I have one on both sides of my house, in the backyard and so forth. So these will cover like an acre of land, I'm on a couple acres out here, but I could probably actually use 4 of them. But I'm just using 2 of them, one on both sides of the house, and it's working. It's keeping mosquitoes away, and they say it doesn't affect your livestock or anything like that. And if you start noticing the mosquitoes coming back, then what you need to do is add a little more warm water to them and reactivate them. And they're good for about a month or so. $25, $30 for 2 of them. It's well worth it. I'm not having to spray stuff around. I'm not having to cover myself up and, you know, off or cutters or any kind of bug spray. I bought some natural bug spray recently for myself and it doesn't work. Yeah. It smelled good, but it didn't work. So, but these are working really good. I'm really happy with them. So give those a try. I think you'll like them. And it's working for me. So, yep. Let's get rid of that picture there. Those are doing good for me. So, next thing is I was going to bring it up last week and I didn't, and it's snakes. And so many people talk about how wonderful snakes are to control the rodent problem. Well, I'm in the chicken business. I sell my eggs, I sell my chickens, and those snakes, they're eating those eggs. And I don't want to feed snakes. I want to I want to sell my eggs. I mean, these pictures aren't mine, but here's a rat snake eating your eggs. Here's one eating a chick. Yeah, they'll eat chicks too. Yeah, here's another one eating a chick. And here's one eating quail eggs. These are all pictures I got off the internet, but they're eating the things we raise. So they're not harmless. Yeah, snakes don't live around me. In fact, I'll cut them up and I'll throw them in my compost pile. If they're small enough, I'll give them to the chickens because chickens will eat them. But I'm not into saving snakes. No, those harmless snakes that won't bite you, that won't, they're non-venomous. Well, they're eating your livestock. So I don't care for them at all. I'm sorry, but I don't. Um, hey, one more thing. Let me show you this real quick. Flies. How many of y'all love these flies? Well, I have found the best fly traps. These right here. Boy, they're gross as ever, but they do work wonderful. You can see this one is just full of flies. I notice I have one outside that's full of fly larvae, and you can see the big, huge larvae crawling all through there. And I'm sure the chickens would love to eat it and everything. And you can buy ones that are refillable. These, I just take them off the hanger and throw them away. But they work awesome. They work wonderful. I bought some that were black and orange, and they don't work as well as these do. These I bought from Home Depot. These have been the best for me yet. It has a fill line on the inside. You fill up with water. You kind of mix it around. I just squeeze the bag a little bit. You don't have to do that, but I do to get activated. And I have those little hangers that you use for hanging baskets off your fence lines, off your fences and such, or off your house. And I have one on each one of my coops, and it hangs right off the coop. Up there's one of my chickens going. I believe that was Roosty, my rooster. But those work the best for me. They do. And I have a lot less flies. Now, something else I've done is I've incorporated, I bought black soldier fly larvae, live larvae, and I mix it in my compost pile. And they're growing, they're flying all over the place, and supposedly they kill flies too. So I'm seeing a lot of those, and I'm seeing a lot less flies, which is great. I hate flies. So does Bailey. Bailey gets out there and she's constantly swatting them. She doesn't like them. I don't know if you heard that or not. That's Roosty, my rooster. A beautiful Rhode Island red. He's huge. So, yeah. We haven't had a decrease in eggs since the heat starting. I think it has a lot to do with me just taking good care of them and being around to do that and giving them good cool water. And hey, Pine Box Provisions. Hello, yeah, I bought those from Home Depot. They work the best. I can't find many ones, but Home Depot. Now they also make ones that are refillable. You can unscrew the top and dump it out and put another packet in there and mix more water in there. But man, they smell so bad. that I just throw the whole thing away. Actually, I burn in my burn barrel and burn all those flies up and all that larvae. But they do work the best. Yeah. So there's Pine Box Provisions. Hey, shouldn't you be working right now? But yep. Hey, real quick, you got an ugly chicken? I do. I'm gonna show you that ugly chicken. There she is right there. I have yet to figure out what she is. I think she's got some gold lace something in her, or him, or her. I don't know. I hate to say it, but I call her Brittany Griner. She's got big feet. Don't know whether it's a hen or rooster, you know. But here's the deal: if you got a chicken that's uglier than this one, go onto my group or the page for the botcast, and you'll see a picture of Brittany on there. Post your picture. Whoever gets the most likes will win a free coffee mug. So I got a picture of the coffee mug here. Yeah, there it is right there. It's the botcast. I'm a chickener because if you listen to my show, you're not a listener, you're a chickener. And you'll get a free, whoever has the ugliest chicken will get this free coffee cup, along with a sample of Bailey's Brew Chicken Series coffee. I'll give you a bag of coffee. Let me hide that real quick. The other side of the cup will have Bailey's Brew logo on there with Bailey on there. But yeah, here's some of the coffee right here. This is my super chicken. It's super chicken peppermint eggs. It's a delicious dark roast chocolate peppermint flavored coffee. There it is right there. Yep. And then I have a, if any of y'all follow me on social media, you may have seen a post about me losing a little pullet, little barred rock pullet that got away. And I spent days trying to catch it with a net. I had food and water out for it. And I was like, oh, I was about to give up on it. And I think on the fourth day, I'm sitting on the back porch and I could see it from a distance. I could see it drinking the water and eating the food. And I was like surprised nothing had killed it because I'm surrounded by woods. And Betty walks up and plops it right in my lap. But it's called Bossy Barred Rock Chick Roast. So that's that one right there. And there's a picture of it on there. And now that chick is a couple weeks away from starting laying eggs. I got that one in my new coop. So that's a medium dark roast coffee. And then here's another sample bag I got right here. This is my chicken pot apple pie coffee. It's an apple flavored coffee. It's actually good. It's a great dessert coffee. Yeah. So a lot of people like this one. This is what's good about this one is you make a cup of it and put a spoonful of Bluebell homemade vanilla ice cream in it. It's like chicken a la mode. It's good. But hey, get in on that contest. Let's see a picture of your ugliest chicken. You know, I'm waiting for someone to post a picture of the one them no neck, one of those has the no feathers on their neck. You know, because those things are just as ugly as ever. You know, but well, that's about it for today. Hey, real quick, if you're not doing anything this weekend, we're going to be sweating our butts off out in Navasota, Texas. Bailey and I are heading out to the Wildflower Artisan Market. Martha Bloomers, it's a little tea and breakfast and garden center out in Navasota. It's 8101 Highway 6 North Bypass, Navasota, Texas. We're going to be out there and selling Bailey's Brew coffee, Patriot Knife coffee, and eggs as well. So we're going to be out there at this farmer's market sweating from 10 to 2 this Saturday. So come out and see us if you want. We'd like to meet you. But that's about it for now. And oh yeah, let me go over this real quick. Well, you know something, I don't know about that chicken bearded. I don't know. Yeah, it's where's that picture out of Brittany? Let me see it. My ugly chicken. I just lost her. Nope, that's not it. That's one of my. That's actually a Jersey Giant. She's just 6 weeks old. He's growing up fast. There's Brittany right there. She's not really bearded. It's not like the Easter eggers are with the beards, or the whatever chicken they come from that um, with all the beards around them and everything. They don't have much of beard. It's just a black color underneath their face, but it's got like a fluffy head on it, and it's almost like a comb over. But yeah, she's just as ugly as ever. I have her with some other Wyandottes. I got her when I bought her. I bought one of those blue lace Wyandottes, and I bought a gold lace Wyandotte and something else. And this appeared, started growing, and I'm like, "What is that?" It has blue feet, and I'm starting thinking, "Man, is this possibly some type of a olive egg or Easter egg or mix or whatever? Who knows?" But we'll see as it grows up. But I mean, it's really tall. I mean, it's the tallest chicken in the coop. I'm thinking, is this a rooster or is this a hen? I don't know. It hasn't started crowing yet, but I'm keeping it. It's my ugly chicken. But I've got a blue lace and a gold lace. They're absolutely gorgeous in the same coop with them. They're all in my barred rock coop. I'm gonna start free ranging them soon. It's just been so darn hot. I need to build a egg laying nest on the back of that coop. That's going to go out in my pasture and let them free range out there. But I got to get that egg laying nest built. I just finished painting I bought some OSB because it's cheaper, $12 for a sheet. And I painted it. I put a couple of coats of exterior white paint on it to make it, kind of waterproof. And it'll be covered in a galvanized metal roofing too. But who knows what it is? Who knows? Oh well. But hey, real quick, you get a discount. Yes, you do. You get a discount. Where's it at? There it is, right there. If you want to try out Bailey's Brew Coffee and get on the chicken series, use discount code BOCCAST and save 10% off your order. If you're in the area, we're in Hockley. We're close to Magnolia. We're close to Montgomery County. We're close to Houston. If you want to come by the house and pick up your order, you're welcome to. I don't mind. Just make arrangements to make sure I'm here and everything like that. I'd love to meet you. You're welcome to come by and see my operations and pick up some coffee. From time to time, I have gallons of cold brew coffee. I take that and I sell it at the market. In fact, we'll be selling it this weekend. It's the Drunk Chicken coffee, which is out of sight as a cold brew. I make a cold brew up that tastes like almost like a chocolate shake, a milkshake, chocolate milk. It's really good. And I'll have that out there, or else you can just have it by itself. But cold brew is delicious. I drink a lot of it. And yeah. So really about coffee, if you drink cold brew, and it's brewed like cold brew should be, which is room temperature overnight or something like that, you have less acid in your coffee. So it's it doesn't affect you if you have stomach issues and you can't drink coffee because of the acid in it and everything. Cold brew is a coffee to drink. Well, maybe you don't like cold coffee. So you take your cold brew coffee and you heat it up in the microwave and have a hot cup of coffee. It's still lower in acid. Now, if you're affected by caffeine, don't drink cold brew coffee. You don't want to drink cold brew coffee if you're affected by caffeine. And the reason why is because that coffee's been sitting in the water all night long. And it draws out all the caffeine out of the coffee. So you can have a much stronger coffee full of caffeine, Now, when I make my coffee, I use a medium roast to do the cold brew coffee. There's a lot of people out there that just to go over coffee blends, if you want great flavor and you want bold flavor, it's the dark roast coffees. But what happens when you have a dark roast coffee is it roasts longer and it brings the oils out of the coffee. And those oils, I have a double dark roast coffee. It's my 0 Dark 30. I made it because it reminds me of my time in the military service. You'd get a cup of coffee and would have like a surface of oil floating on top of the water, on top of the coffee. And it's because it was so roasted so long. And that coffee is what actually cleans out your system. That those oils mix up inside your system, and next thing you know, you're running to the restroom, because of all the oil in the coffee. So a lot of people think along with the bold flavor, you're getting a lot of caffeine, but that's wrong. You're getting less caffeine. because the roasting burns off your caffeine. You want a lot of caffeine, you want to go with a light roast. I have Foster's Run underneath Patriot Knife coffee that is named after my great uncle that was World War II. He was killed in action during World War II in the Marine Corps. He was a lieutenant and was killed in Okinawa on Sugarloaf Hill. He was a runner in high school and college, and I just call it Foster's Run. Now there's the Marine Corps base called Camp Foster out there, and I send them coffee as well. I also have another light roast called Nori's Blonde Roast. A lot of people will call light roast a blonde roast because it's the bean is much yellower in color than the your medium or medium dark roast or dark roast because those are darker brown color. Your lighter roast is a more of a blonde looking roast. It's a lot lighter in color. So they'll call it a blonde roast. Well, Bailey's sister is named Nori, and she's a yellow lab. So I call it Nori's Blonde Roast. So if you want a light roast coffee that's delicious, go with Nori's Blonde Roast. Now, if you want, say, you want the extra caffeine, but you still want a little boldness of flavor, then you go with a breakfast blend. And your breakfast blend is a medium roast coffee with a shot of caffeine in it to get you going in the morning. Now, if you want to try the Chicken Series coffee, we have the, let me see if I got the picture of it real quick. Let's see here. I don't know if I have a picture on here or not. No, I do not. So it's a blend called Bailey's Brew Chicken Series. It's the Cockadoodle Brew Breakfast Blend. If the rooster doesn't wake you up, the coffee will. It's a delicious breakfast blend, which is your medium roast coffee with a shot of caffeine in it. And it's a blend from Honduras. It's 100% organic. I know the family that has a farm in Honduras, and the mother and the adult children run the importing business in the United States. But really good coffee. I sell a lot of that. Now, if you want that dark roast coffee, but you want that caffeine again, well, you can go with Bailey's Brew Runt Roast. Yeah, Runt Roast. So you take that runt that's always a little bit kind of crazier than the rest of them in a litter of puppies, and that's a runt. They might be a little bit smaller, but I love runts. I've always had the best of luck with runts. Well, I created Bailey's Runt Roast, and that's a dark roast coffee with a shot of caffeine in it. That's really good. If you want to have that dark roast, bold flavor and a shot of caffeine, there you go. And then I also do, for those of you that can't handle the caffeine, of course, I have decaf. Under Patriot Knife Coffee, I have what's called Donna's Delight, which is named after my late sister. It's a pecan caramel vanilla chocolate. It tastes like the millionaire candy she used to make us for Christmas. Well, it was so popular, so many people wanted it, but a lot of people only drink decaf. I got a decaf made of it. So people want bourbon pecan decaf. They want this decaf. They want that decaf. They want, I'd have to have a million blends of coffee. So what I started doing was I took my medium roast and, oh, you like the Donna's Delight? Well, another thing is the Donna's Delight. If you want to buy it underneath the Bailey's Brew Chicken Series, it's a golden egg chicken series. It's a millionaire blend golden egg. It's really good. It's the same as the Donna's Delight. It's just sold under Bailey's Brew name. But that one actually has real pecans in it too. So what I've done is I've created what's called half calf. So it's half the caffeine of the regular coffee. So I've taken the bourbon pecan and I made a half calf. I've taken the Stars and Stripes, which is a roasted cinnamon pecan, and made a half calf. I've taken a coconut and made a half calf. I've taken an apple, made a half calf. So what it is just the decaf coffee mixed in with the regular coffee. So it's half of the caffeine. So it makes it a little bit lighter on you. So there you go. An explanation about coffee. And one more thing. I do sell pods. I do sell the K-Cups, but they're the biggest waste of money. I use them myself, but I don't use the actual K-Cups. I use a refillable K-Cup that you can buy off of Amazon, or you can buy them off of Walmart. They're pink or purple in color. Sometimes some people make some black ones that have like a screen on the inside of it, and you fill the amount of coffee in it that you want, and you put in your Keurig coffee maker. And that's what I use for my own coffee. And I have 5 of them, and I have them sitting on a paper towel next to my sink. And every time I use one, I pull it out and I put it on the paper towel and I grab another one. And by the time I get back to that other one after I've been through 5 cups of coffee, it's all dried out and I just dump it in the trash can. And then I just pour fresh coffee in there and I just keep going that. I never wash them out because it's just coffee and it's just they dry out. I dump them, you know. Every once in a while I'll run some through the sink and I'll wash them out a little bit, but that's what I do. I have 5 of those. And you'll save so much money buying coffee by the bag that's already ground and filling them yourself. You save a lot more money. And you're not throwing that plastic out, in the trash, you know. Now, my K cups are actually recyclable, but you have to dump the coffee out of them before you throw them away, you know. It's just one of those things. But that's about, I guess about it for about the coffee. So if you have any questions about coffee, I'd be happy to answer them. If you have any events, if you want to come on the show and talk about chickens, come on. We'll have you on. But next Friday we're gonna have Howard Davenport on. That'd be a lot of fun. And I'm gonna have some other coffee cups made up. If you come on the show and you sit down as a guest, you're gonna have a Bailey's Brew Bach cast egg spurt coffee mug. Okay. So we have the chickener coffee mugs, and which is our listeners, and then we have the Bach cast egg spurts that'll come on the show and talk, and they'll get a free coffee mug for coming on the show and a sample of coffee. Yep. So, my screen just disappeared. So, all right, y'all. We thank you for coming on, and please share, click and like on us if you like this show, and please share us with your friends and so forth. And we look forward to our next show. And we're going to be doing some live shows. In fact, I was talking to the people over at Pine Box Provisions, and I said, "Yeah, I'm kind of learning how to use some equipment right now that I got that'll allow me to do live feeds and so forth and videos on location, and then I'll incorporate them into the podcast or just do some put them on my YouTube channel." So that's about it. All right, y'all have a great weekend. Keep cool, keep those chickens well hydrated, and keep changing their water and give them a fresh, clean, cool water. And once again, Howard says lots of shade, ventilation, cool water, electrolytes, and non-fat frozen treats. Use those misters and fans if you got them. So, no, a lot of people are saying don't use air conditioners. Yeah, I think that's a little overboard, you know. But you saw the pictures of my chicken coop, very well ventilated. My main coop is the same way. I've got ventilation on both sides, through and through, air going through. And that's very important to keep them cool. And I had 2 chickens last night. They decided they didn't want to go in the coop last night. And I thought about putting them in, because yesterday I saw something very odd that I don't normally see. I need to bring up anyway. 2:00 in the afternoon, I saw 2 foxes. I've seen a lot of foxes at night and during the day, in the early morning or late in the evening, but never during the middle of the day. Now, they were juvenile foxes, but still they were out at 2:00 in the afternoon. So I actually threw some rounds out from my handgun, so the loud noise hopefully would scare them away, and they sped up running a little bit faster. So hopefully that says, hey, we need to stay away from him. He's got a gun. Yeah, so that's something that we don't need. But oh well, y'all have a great weekend. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for commenting, and have a great one. Bye-bye.